Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the markets. Welcome back to the channel here, guys. Crypto Flight Edition. Fellow passengers, just stopping in here with you guys to do our normal routine daily BTC price predictions. We're going to dive back into the charts here and see what we have developed here, are developing here on the BTC price, and see where we left off here. So yeah, let's stick with us here till the end. Let's not waste any time. Just dive into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's October the 31st, 2020. The current price of BTC is $13,700, down about 0.75% for the day. Okay. So it looks like we have finally met or exceeded our target, which is right here on this red line. As we discussed previously on the previous video, we've been waiting actually for about 48 hours. We were anticipating a move up to 13,700 on this candle here, just circled October the 29th here. So we finally met and exceeded this level here, $13,750-ish. Okay. So what's next? All right. So what I'm seeing here, let me just pull up the volume here, see what I can see. Okay. All right. So BTC is definitely making higher highs, and the next thing it needs to do now is make a higher low, because it's pretty obvious. It's making higher highs, right? Ever since, well, there's been a few things going on here, guys. We identified, let's erase that. So we were basically, okay, so around this area here, we started speculating. It was bouncing below this line here at about 13,200. We broke above it, went to 13.7, came down to 13.2, found resistance. We literally explained this price for price if you just go back and watch our daily BTC videos. Now, what I'm expecting to see now, and I think we also mentioned that on the previous daily BTC video, that it had the potential to actually spike above this line here, but obviously it hasn't spiked above it. There's a 12-hour candle to close above that level, and it's likely a daily candle has closed above it too, 13,700. Okay, so we got a slight, the top of that candle actually closed above 13,700. Okay, that's fair. All right. So again, what am I expecting to see here? Again, my opinion is it's been a little bit, it's been very bullish over the past days and weeks here. Ever since March, it's been in an uptrend. There's no denying that, okay? But what I'm expecting to see now is, let me see if I can introduce a resistance, identify a resistance level, a major resistance on the daily. I'll say that'll be somewhere about right there. Let me get rid of some of these lines. So something, I actually do this a lot. I'll put an ascending resistance line. And then another thing that I do is I pull up a parabolic curve. So let's see if we can identify a parabolic curve here somewhere on the daily. So I can say that could be, I don't want to stretch the truth here, guys. We can do something like that. That looks fine. Okay. All right. So that parabolic curve looks fair right there. We could do something like that. And in this case, it would have already broken down from the parabolic curve, but I don't want to, because I'm bearish by nature. So I don't want to, make it seem like I'm just trying to show evidence that it's just bearish in the charts here. So let me see if I can just adjust the line. So we could do something like that. Yeah, something like that is fine. Okay. So BTC is up against two resistant lines. Well, one resistance line and a support line. The support line is obviously being the yellow parabolic curve here as support. And of course, the resistance line will be this red line here as illustrated here on the chart. So right now I'm expecting to see BTC potentially, it needs to make a move here. We either got to continue to the upside here to stay within this parabolic trend. And that means BTC will be near or above 14,200, I think we called in our previous video. And ever since, it actually made it all the way up to 14,000, but it resulted in just a wick for now. And right now, since we're going to assume this is the accurate placement of the parabolic curve for the daily here, I'm going to assume that BTC has less than 48 hours to make its move up and beyond 14,000, or it's probably going to have to give the selling interest an opportunity in the market to position themselves to make their move to the downside. Now, the previous level of resistance that I can identify here would, of course, be $13,200. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere over the next 48 hours, even up to 72 hours, we see a breach or test of $13,200, if that is the direction in the markets here. So it can go either way. I'm going to need a little bit more price action. Again, we've been waiting ever since October the 29th to breach and exceed 13,700. You can go back in the daily BTC price predictions and, just to verify that's what we've been anticipating. So we finally got it here, guys, on the 31st of October. So, yeah, at this point, I'm not sure of the next move. So I'm going to have to say those are the two areas. It has to breach and exceed 14,000 over the next less than 24 hours from today. Okay. Or BTC is going to find itself closing a daily candles body below or outside of this parabolic curve. And to illustrate that, that would be somewhere around like 13,600. It can even be 13,700. Somewhere around there, and even up to 13,800. So somewhere within that $300 window, we should see BTC there if the buying interest is setting up for a move down. So again, the level that BTC needs to breach and exceed to continue this trend to the upside in terms of this parabolic curve, it had to break above this red line, ascending line of resistance here. So you're talking about let's call it a $13,850 BTC. But if it gets there, I wouldn't be happy or convinced with that. It literally needs to break through 14,000 and hold for me to be convinced that it wants to move to the upside. I need to see like a really aggressive buying interest candle step into the market in order for me to be convinced that it's going to continue up. Okay, so those are the two levels, and that's what I'm going to leave you guys out on. My prediction for the next 24, 48 hours, even up to 72 hours from today, I'm going to say that BTC needs to breach and exceed 14,000, or it needs to close below this parabolic curve here, and at that point, the selling interest would have a unique opportunity to push the price down. But the selling interest literally has to do it within 72 hours, because what's going to happen is if the selling interest actually successfully, because I've seen this happen before, if the selling interest is able to successfully get a daily candles body below this parabolic curve, that would then and only then is when they would have their opportunity / setup to push the price down. Because remember, guys, what we do is we pay attention to this purple line. Okay. So when that happens, literally they have up to 72 hours to make their move, because if they are not able to follow through with an impulse leg to the downside and meet and breach through 13,200, the buyers are going to step back in and they're going to actually push the price above this previous resistance level right here, and it's just going to go up. That's it. Support, resistance, resistance, support. That's the name of the game, guys. You just got to master that, and you'll be just fine in your journey here on any alternative in traditional markets. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. Those are my price targets. Again, 14K within 24 to 72 hours needs to breach and exceed and hold, or again 13,700 ish. We'll probably see it close there less than 24, 48 hours, and then of course the selling will probably have an opportunity to step in there, but they only have 72 hours to make a move. And from there, we'll have to revisit the charts to see the next direction. Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned something. Be sure to leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there. Leave a comment down below as well. It's Napoleon Macro. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, not around the same time, but somewhere during the day there. We're going to put out the content. And thanks for joining us. And be sure to click that video that popped on the screen just to be sure that we're staying consistent with our thesis here on the channel. And that's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and have a good day.